Hey everyone, James Niggemeyer here. Thank you for tuning back into my YouTube channel. Today I want to do another episode of Boat Talk. And I want to kind of give you some background on this Boat Talk playlist that I'm trying to create. Essentially, I've been watching this YouTuber and he does a episode called Truck Talk. It's the 3 of 7 Project YouTube channel. This Truck Talk, he's sitting in his truck and he talks about various topics that might come up, current events, just any number of things. Chad Wright is a former Navy SEAL, a very accomplished ultra marathon runner. But anyways, I just got this idea. I thought maybe I should do something similar to that where I'm, offering something up, a smaller segment on YouTube to be more frequent in my posts here on my YouTube channel. And so I thought, here, I'll do a boat talk video that I can throw up, just any number of things that might pertain to bass fishing, boats, motors, just whatever. And so that's what this is all about. So today's episode, I want to talk about 2 baits that I feel like are just my must-have baits for, here it is, we're the first week of December, running into the second week of December, so it's the winter time, some of the coldest water temperatures you're going to see in the year. But even though the water temperatures are cold, and this is something that I would do throughout winter, so even though the water temperatures are cold and getting cooler, there's always going to be a population of fish that are going to be shallow. And so I'm going to give you 2 baits, my baits that I feel like you have to have or you should have if you're going to target shallow bass during the colder winter months. Number 1, I'm going to say, this is no surprise, but a lipless crankbait. A Bill Lewis rattle trap, 1/2 ounce. I just think you just really can't beat that. If the water's more stained, then I'm going to probably reach for this crawfish with a chartreuse belly. That's a great one for catching fish from the stained to more dirtier water conditions. Though I would say look for the cleaner water. Seems like when the water gets cold, the dirtier the water, the less opportunity you get, as a general rule. And then if I feel like the fish are on bait fish or in clearer water, I like that gold blackback. Either the gold blackback or chrome blueback. Those are going to be the 2 that I really feel like can be really good. But just a standard Bill Lewis 1/2 ounce rattle trap, the original rattle trap, the one that kind of started it all. And there's just something so good, or so effective, I should say, about a flat-sided lipless crankbait as it comes through the water. And the original rattle trap is just phenomenal. It's legendary in its class. So 1/2 ounce rattle trap, it's got to be one of my must-haves in the boat. And then the next thing, they don't always want to chase. And honestly, when I think about rattle trap fishing or lipless crankbait fishing during the colder water period, I'm not really thinking about the fish wanting to chase. That's a reactionary type bait. If you've ever spooned vertically for bass with a vertical like jigging style slab spoon, that's a reaction type bait or presentation. And I feel like a lipless crankbait is the same thing. You're going to be running this through shallow areas, grass, wood, rock, where a fish is positioned, and you're going to run it right by him, and it's going to generate a reaction strike, both with the rattle, but again, that flat side during the colder period, that straight tight wobble shimmy with the rattle like that, it just gets bit. It's a great way to draw a reactionary strike when it just seems like nothing else will really get a bite. But sometimes you need to slow down. There are times when bass don't want a horizontal moving presentation. They want something that's falling vertically, or something that you're presenting in a manner where it's down low, closer to the bottom, closer to the cover, closer to the fish. Their strike zone narrows and the fish don't want to move very far. And a lot of times that vertical fall in the colder period is going to be just the way to go. It's going to be the way to get bit. And when I think of another bait for fishing shallow, for fishing deep too, but just in the wintertime, that you just got to have, I'm going to say you got to have a jig. And preferably I go with a flapping style trailer like this. This is actually a Yamamoto flapping hog on the back of a Buckeye ball and out jig. But a flapping style trailer, I feel like with less action works really well, because most of the things that are happening in the watery environment when it is cold is more of a subdued action. It's not, you know, going crazy and different things like that. But there are times when the fish actually prefer that. You might reach for the new Yamamoto Yamakra, or an old favorite, the Hula Grub by Yamamoto. Something like that a lot of times will slow the fall with the actions of the tail, and it'll give it more hang time. There's just times when the fish prefer that type of a presentation. If I'm gonna just pick one out of the box, I'm gonna go with that flapping hog or a chunk style trailer that has those kind of appendages right there. But there are times, again, when they want something that'll slow it down, whether it's a Yamakra or that Hula Grub. You don't see people throw a Hula Grub too much or even talk about it, but it's still a potent fish producer. So, you know, when it comes to colors, black and blue on dark days and in dirtier stained water, dirtier I should say, not, I wouldn't go to dirty water, but stained water, stuff that has less visibility. And then I just keep it simple. When the water is clearer, green pumpkin, or maybe even a peanut butter and jelly, that's the Ballin' Out jig, or the Ballin' Out Jig 2, which is more of a full skirted jig like that. But the thing that I like about this jig is it will get bit in your clear water situations and also your dirtier water situations. It's got a great hook in it, 3/8 ounce and 1/2 ounce. I feel like will really get a lot of the heavy lifting done for you. Every once in a while you want to drop down to a 1/4 ounce, but fishing it slow and low on the bottom, maybe occasionally hopping till you figure out what the fish want. But that's it for now, guys. Just a quick boat talk video. 2 baits that I feel like you gotta have if you're gonna fish shallow in the wintertime. Until next time, thanks for watching and good fishing.